Good morning, it's Paul from Hurricane Forex, and I'm just going to do some live trading sessions. So, two signals: Aussie, New Zealand sell and dollar CAD buy. We can have a quick look at those very quickly. So, but what I normally do is I'll bear them in mind. And I'm just going to flip through the charts now. So, we've got an interesting short on dollar Swiss, but we're really interested in dollar CAD because that's what the market's saying. That's what the software is saying. Going to go long on it. However, let's just have a look at where it is. So, it is in the 38.2 to 23.6. Sorry, fib level. So this is the normal place where it congregates, but it has been a bit flat, and I really need to see a proper breakout from there to head up to the 23.6. So, I'm going to stand aside on that one. This next one, let's back to normal candles. Experimenting with different looks and feels. So we've got a sell here. It's a nice clear trade, however at the moment it's a little bit bullish, so we kind of need to wait for a break of this level to then head down to the 23.6%. In fact, there is a bit of a sell there. That's quite an interesting short. Probably initially get this sell down to here in sterling dollar. So I'm going to put a trade on there in order. I'm going to sell here. My stop loss will be that red line there, and my take profit I'm going to actually put just above the 23.6%. However, in the short term I'll be looking for this area here. But I could just be keeping an eye a bit later. So let's move to the next chart. Control F6 moves me to the next chart. Euro dollar's flat, so let's steer clear of it. I've got this is an interesting one as well. Dollar yen. So we shorted GBP USD, so it doesn't make sense to take a long on the dollar yen. It's a sort of initial uptrend by the looks of it. So we could be, and again there's space there to head to the 23.6%. It does kind of range quite nicely, this pair, but obviously you've got to be a little bit careful here. It has just changed direction. Overall it's 63% a buy, so in the long terms it is a buy, but the 1 minute has just turned up, so there's an option there. However, it has for the last couple of days it's been very flat, probably due to US inflation data coming out very shortly, which we'll have a look at in a second. So there's further long here. However, this looks like it's going short on Aussie dollar, so it does look like the dollar will be sold off. Euro GBP is going up, which is another thing why we should means that sterling's getting weaker, so it's probably a good idea to be selling sterling. However, what bothers me about this is just it's very flat, and it is also, it could take this, but it's just going to take a long time, I think, to go anywhere, unless there's some sterling news, which we'll look at in a minute. So I'm just going to head over to FX Street at this point and have a look at the economic calendar. You should be doing this every day. Have a little look. So we have got some new Euro news in 48 minutes, which they reckon is going to be the same. It's quite serious. Got US CPI today. If that's good for the dollar will rally, possibly, or it might go the other way. The trouble with news is it just means something's going to happen. We just don't know what. It depends how the market responds to it. So it may be an interesting trade as there's no sterling news. We could take a Euro GBP long. It may be that's what the market's been waiting for, that will come to fruition probably if we look at this, it has been rising. However, if the news is bad for the euro, it will drop back down to this level, and I'd really want to take it from this level within this silver band, rather than be thinking about taking it elsewhere. So here we've got a Euro Swiss, very, very flat. Steer clear of fat markets, people. You want to be taking, it is long-term bearish, so you could probably take a short quite safely, but it just doesn't seem to go anywhere, and it is quite close to 23.6. So here is Euro Yen, again showing signs of being quite bullish against the yen. But again, it depends what the news does in very shortly, whether I'll be thinking about taking that. It has, however, you could take a buy here. You can see it's pulled up. it thinks it's in an uptrend, but it's a very slow one. Take a buy, the target of the 23.6. So that's quite worth looking for. I'm trying to avoid trading the same things twice. We had a nice sell-off yesterday of sterling again, so it looks like a selling day for sterling, and it could be a buying day for the euro. CAD yen is also showing the same sort of pictures, where the yen has got a bit stronger last night, but not very strong. I'm using the 4-hour chart. Let's steer clear of those choppies. And GBP JPY again showing signs of a lower sterling. Aussie New Zealand we steer clear of generally because they're quite closely matched. However, there is space for a sell at the moment. It has broken through, but again, look where it goes. It just doesn't go anywhere. It's just not enough space for me. Not very happy with it. Here's a really interesting one. So we had a big downtrend and a small uptrend and a downtrend, and now we're into it. There's an uptrend here, which it successfully ran. This is Aussie CAD. I quite like this pair. Had a big sell-off, and that's probably news-based, and then it just went back into an uptrend again. But it is in the 38.2%, and you can see how it just can't get past it. So I'm standing aside on this one because I really want to take a short on it. So I need it to turn around so I can go short. Again here, very flat pair, Aussie Swiss, so we keep out of that. Aussie Yen. This is an interesting one for a buy, in fact, but it's currently obviously flat, so that means it's in a sell. So I think it's probably going to come back a bit further, so I'll be taking another look again at that later on to see whether it's pulled back and has turned into a buy, because I'd like to take another long on it. So what I'm looking for is this sort of thing where you've got an initial buy here, it goes up to here, it then pulls back into the silver band or close to it, and then I'll take a long on it. Again, another one here. This is just falling back again. This is Swiss yen falling back to this silver line, so I'm going to stand aside on it. It's also in the congestion area between the 23.6 and 38.2, so stand aside on that one. This is a really interesting pair. If you get the right time, you can get a small trade out of it, but it just doesn't move very much. Again, lots of congestion. Congestion means something big is going to happen. Possibly the euro news very shortly, but I can't get a decision from this. As the indicator tells me it's flat, it's just been flat for ages. So we need some news or something to give it a kick, make it move out of that flat area, out of that congestion that's been going on for quite a while. Again, this one would be a short, but I don't want to take it at the moment. I need to come back to the gold line. Long again, so because it's pretty much the same picture all the way through, you sort of get an impression for what trades you want to take. So this is flat, so it's probably turning bearish again. Sterling Aussie, there's a nice clear sell there, pulls back to the gold, then he's going to take a sell again. Once that turns red, or all that to be red, but this is actually a good place for a sell because we're not in the 23.6. However, I'm worried that it will hit this level. You can see it did before and it got stuck and then changed direction. So it might be a bit late in the day because sterling trades sometimes can move quite quickly. So I might be looking for a buy out of that eventually, but not at the moment. Okay, F6. Okay, Control F6 moves us to the next chart. I didn't even say anything about that, but again, it's the same sort of picture on GBP New Zealand. It's just too close to the 23.6. I'm going to be taking it short out of that. So let's look at some weird ones. Dow Jones, ready for a buy, but not yet. Bitcoin, flat as anything. Boeing we're just testing this on stocks at the moment. Obviously, you can see that Boeing is pulling back to the silver line, and I need to take it from the silver line. Oil, I can take a short on oil. Except that it is in the 23.6 to 38.2%, so I suspect it isn't going to break below that. I think it's just going to get congested and then start pulling back up again, so I'm going to stand aside on that, even though it looks like it's going to have a little bit of a run. The risk reward's too small. If I was to target the 61.8%, yep, it's a great trade, but the big problem with it, as I said before, this is like a major barrier, this area, the 38.2, 23.6, 38.2, 23.6. See how the market gets stuck at it. So it allows us to know that we're not doing anything with that. This one actually broke through the 23.6, 38.2 yesterday. However, there is strong resistance here, just below the 61.8%. You would need to break through that level really before I'm interested. I want to get in the trades here. So early entry is what I'm after. So all in all, I'm quite interested in Euro GBP depending on the news. So maybe we'll have a look at that. Again, see GBP Swiss, again, you see how it's hit the 23.6, the 38.2. It just doesn't look like it's going to get past it before it pulls back to this gold line. So that's the today's trades. It's the 10th of August, and it's www.hurricaneforex.com. Thanks very much.